They're going to call out a knockdown. Down goes You land the hook and stop. Good body shot by Pacquiao.
The trainer, Freddie Roach, wearing red, official weight 145, 3/4 pounds. His professional record:
7 victories, 38 wins by knockout. He's the fighting pride of the Philippines, a rubber 8 division world champion, the reigning and defending 2-time WBO. From Sarangani Province, Philippines, tonight he is the challenger, the legendary, the challenger, the fighting pride of the Philippines, 8-time world champion.
Rounds of boxing for the WBO welterweight championship of the world.
Manny Pacquiao.
Across the ring, the defending world champion, fighting out of the red corner, wearing pink trunks with blue and gold trim, joining us from the beautiful city of San Antonio, Texas. He weighed in at 139 1/2 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign to the ring with a record of 26 wins, no losses, 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, making the second defense of his title, ladies and gentlemen, here is the undefeated, reigning and defending WBA super lightweight champion of the world, introducing Mario El Azteca Barrios.
July 15, 2025, an unforgettable night in Las Vegas as boxing fans around the world witnessed something few ever expected to see again. Manny Pacquiao, the legendary Filipino warrior, turning back the clock in spectacular fashion against a younger, taller, and undefeated Mario Barrios. This wasn't just a comeback. It was a statement. It was an epic night of pure heart, vintage speed, and a jaw-dropping knockout finish that shook the boxing world to its core. From the opening bell, it was clear this wasn't going to be a slow, cautious veteran performance. Pacquiao stormed out the gate, delivering fast, sharp combinations that reminded everyone why he was an 8-division world champion. In round 1, the 46-year-old icon shocked Barrios with angles, footwork, and that signature left hand, tagging him clean in the first minute. Barrios tried to respond, using his reach and youth to control the pace, but Pacquiao kept slipping through like lightning. Round 3 was a turning point. Barrios, known for his knockout power, tried to press Pacquiao against the ropes and unleash bombs. But Manny wasn't having it. In a flash of vintage brilliance, Pacquiao countered with a brutal left hook, followed by a stinging uppercut that split Barrios' guard. The crowd went wild. The legend wasn't just surviving, he was winning. By the middle rounds, it was an all-out war. Barrios landed heavy shots to the body, trying to slow down the veteran. And for a moment in round 6, he caught Pacquiao with a right hook that wobbled him. But Pacquiao recovered fast and responded with a stunning flurry. Punches in bunches, too fast to count. Every time Barrios thought he had him, Pacquiao reminded the world that experience beats youth when paired with brilliance. And then came round 12, one of the most dramatic final rounds in recent boxing memory. Barrios, behind on the cards, knew he had to go for the knockout. He charged forward, throwing with desperation. But Pacquiao remained calm, calculating. Then it happened. Manny feinted low, drew Barrios in and unleashed a perfect overhand left, followed by a devastating uppercut. Barrios froze and collapsed. Knockout. Cold. Clean. Crowd erupts. The referee didn't even count. He waved it off immediately. Pacquiao stood over his fallen opponent, gloves raised, chest heaving, eyes to the sky. It was over. Manny Pacquiao had done it again. A 12th round knockout over a dangerous, undefeated fighter at 46 in Las Vegas on the biggest stage. Fans online went crazy. Reactions flooded in. How is this real? Manny still got it. Legend forever. It was trending worldwide within minutes. ESPN called it one of the most shocking knockouts in modern boxing. Commentators said it was the last miracle of a living legend. After the fight, Pacquiao thanked God, his fans, and even Barrios, saying, "He's a great fighter, very strong, but I prepared like I was 25 again." He smiled, humble as ever, gloves draped over his shoulders like a warrior after battle. Barrios, bloody but respectful, admitted, "He's faster than he looks. That power's real. It's an honor to share the ring with him." This wasn't just a highlight. It was history. A living legend reminding the world that greatness isn't measured by age, but by heart. So if you missed it, or if you just want to see it again, watch these highlights closely. The feints, the footwork, the flawless timing, and finally, that unforgettable knockout punch that will echo through boxing history. The arena was still echoing from the roar of the crowd long after the final punch landed. The moment Barrios hit the canvas, time seemed to freeze. Security, cameras, and medics rushed in. Commentators were standing, not sitting. Jaws dropped, voices cracked. It was one of those moments in boxing history where everything felt surreal, not just because a man had been knocked out, but because of who had done it and when. Manny Pacquiao, at 46 years old, had not just beaten a younger, stronger, undefeated fighter. He had knocked him out clean, and the world was watching. As Barrios sat on his stool in the corner, his corner team wiping the blood and sweat from his face, he looked across the ring and nodded. There was no shame in his eyes, only respect. He had shared the ring with a living legend, and he knew it. In his post-fight interview, Barrios was humble. "He was faster than I expected. He tricked me. He was always one step ahead. It's an honor, truly. He's one of the greatest ever." Pacquiao stood at center ring, gloves off, a calm but humble smile on his face. As the ring announcer repeated the decision and the crowd roared, "Manny! Manny! Manny!" Pacquiao raised his hands, not in arrogance but in reverence. For him, this was more than a win. It was redemption. It was legacy. It was proof that even in the twilight of career, greatness doesn't age. It endures. The arena, packed to capacity, was electric in a way that even the biggest fight struggled to match. Thousands of Filipino fans screamed his name, tears rolling down their cheeks. They had come from all corners of the world to see him, and he had delivered. Not a farewell walk, not a safe decision, but a war, capped with a KO finish that would headline every sports channel on earth. The commentary panel went into meltdown. Max Kellerman, unable to contain himself, said, "I've covered this man for 25 years, and I still don't know how he does this. That was art. That was violence. That was brilliance." Others agreed. He may have just pulled off the greatest performance by a fighter over the age of 45 in history. One analyst said, "Forget comebacks. Forget nostalgia. That was domination against a top-level opponent. Pure and simple." Across social media, the world exploded. Within 10 minutes, Pacquiao was the #1 trend on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook globally. On Instagram, slow-motion clips of the knockout punch were being reshared by athletes, celebrities, even rival boxers. NBA players tweeted. UFC fighters posted reactions. Former champions bowed down in digital tribute. One tweet read, "That wasn't boxing. That was legend work." Pacquiao doesn't retire. He just rewrites the rule book. ESPN dropped a breaking banner. Pacquiao stuns Barrios with 12th round KO, highest viewed boxing clip of 2025. Post-fight press conference. When Pacquiao finally took the stage for the post-fight presser, he was calm, peaceful, and soft-spoken, still catching his breath, but glowing. He smiled at the first question. "What does this one mean for your legacy?" His response was simple. "I don't think about legacy. I just train hard. I love the sport. I fight for my country, for the fans. God gave me strength tonight. Barrios is strong, but I've been in many wars. This one, I had to prove to myself I still had it." When asked about whether this was his final fight, he paused. Maybe not. If my body still responds, maybe one more. But I want to rest. Tonight, we celebrate. His camp, his wife, Jean Key, and members of his family sat nearby, all smiling, some emotional. His longtime trainer clapped lightly as Manny spoke. No one would have been required to make this miracle happen. Barrios' camp responds. Barrios showed no excuses in his own post-fight briefing. Swollen and bruised, he stood at the podium with dignity. "I came to win," he said. "I trained for war." But he had the perfect plan. He saw things I didn't see. That knockout, he set it up for 3 rounds. He's a master. That's all I can say. Reporters asked if the loss would define his career. He shook his head. "No, this fight started my career. I shared 12 rounds with the greatest. This is my beginning, not my end." His words earned applause from the press. Rare in boxing, rarer still in defeat. Global reaction. In the Philippines, the streets erupted. Giant screens in Manila broadcasted the fight live. And the moment Pacquiao dropped Barrios, entire neighborhoods celebrated like it was New Year's Eve. Fireworks launched. Horns blared. Cars paraded. He was more than a fighter. He was a national symbol. In Mexico, though disappointed, many fans respected the outcome. Commentators praised Barrios' courage, and many outlets acknowledged the poetry of what had just occurred. One of the greatest Mexicans of the new generation faced a god of the old. He didn't fall easily. He stood tall, but the gods don't fade quietly. YouTube reaction channels dissected the fight round by round. Every punch was analyzed, every movement replayed in slow motion. Experts pointed out Pacquiao's use of angles, the subtle head movements, the trap set in round 9 that he finally executed in round 12. Legacy cemented. The conversation shifted quickly from "can he still fight?" to "where does he rank all time?" Boxing historians place this fight in the same breath as Ali versus Foreman, Hopkins versus Trinidad, and Mayweather versus Canelo. Not just because of the knockout, but because of the odds, the age, and the poetic delivery of the final blow. Hall of Fame? Guaranteed. Top 10 of all time? Locked. Best fighter over 40? No contest. As pundits debated, Pacquiao quietly left the stage, the belt around his waist one last time, disappearing